So once again, I have brought a video for you all, and in this video, we are going to continue with the map work. Okay, as you all know, in the earlier video, I had discussed with you all 4 maps which are going to be there in the ICSE exam of this year, that is 2022-23. Now, after all those 4 maps, 3 other maps are left with a few more things in this. Okay, so we need to practice all these 3 maps. Now, within these 3 maps, I have included in the first map, which you can see just now, longitude, latitude, and the various places important for the mineral deposits. That is one thing. And besides this, the important winds which we need to study this time. Okay, and the other maps are on the cities, right, important cities of India, and the major soil types. Okay, so all these features we are going to discuss today in this video, right? So let's start with it. Now the first map which you can see here is actually based on the latitude, longitude. First of all, let's see what are the important points you need to check to draw the longitude which we have to actually mark in this map. Okay, there is only one longitude which is there in your syllabus, that is standard meridian of India. And what is the value of it? As you all know it very well, 82.5 degree east is the value of the standard meridian of India. Which all points you need to take to draw this longitude? First of all, be very careful which points you are going to mark. Are, you can see, number 1 is this, the northwestern corner of Nepal. Okay, can you see this? Let me show you this way. This is one point. Okay, northwestern corner. Got it? This is the first point. Second point is the place where Ganga and Yamuna rivers are meeting, that is Allahabad, or we also call it Prayagraj. Okay, so this is going to be the second point. Number 3 is actually the Godavari Delta. Almost from the center of Godavari Delta, you have to draw this longitude. Okay, and one more point in the southernmost part of it, that is the eastern tip of Sri Lanka, right, this one. So when you get all these 4 points and you draw a rough line joining all these 4 points, and then once you get a straight line, you can darken it, and this is actually the standard meridian of India. So this is the first one. Number 2 is the latitude. Only one latitude again you have to mark, that is actually the Tropic of Cancer, right? Now from the westernmost part, you can see within this part, right, it's starting from here, almost the mid of this part, right? From here it starts, you will draw the line, and as you come to this side, you will find in between these 2 rivers, the almost from the center of these 2 rivers, it will pass, and then it crosses from this part, and it is this latitude. Okay, and this latitude is 23.5 degrees north, or it is also called as the Tropic of Cancer. You can see almost it passes from the center of India, not exactly, but yes, it divides India into 2 parts, right? The northern plains and the mountains in the north, and the southern peninsular region especially in the south of it. Okay, so this is Tropic of Cancer, number 2. Number 3, what you have to mark here in this map, you can see the 3 places important for the mineral deposits. Number 1 is Mumbai High. Okay, number 2 is Jharia, right? And number 3 is again just a little below it, that is Singhbhum. Clear? Now number 1, Mumbai High. Generally it comes, children, in this way, like mark a place, or you can say the offshore oil reserve of India. Okay, so for that, if you say petroleum reserve of India or offshore, when it is said, Offshore is Mumbai High. Okay, Mumbai High, how to mark it now? Very close to Mumbai. You can see this is actually the point which is there on the coast, western coast of India. You'll find this is Mumbai. If you draw a straight line from Mumbai, right, and again from the northern, this part, the one small peninsula is there, from this tip of it, right, this tip, if you take a straight line, little bit inside it, right, it's not straight below this, it is a little inside. So this is exactly the Mumbai High. It is generally shown as the inverted T, right, ulta T, just like that it is shown. So this is Mumbai High, oil reserve or the petroleum reserve of India, offshore petroleum reserve of India. Okay, onshore there was one more, earlier we used to mark in the map, that was Digboy, but this time it is not there in the syllabus. Okay, reduced syllabus, in that actually the Digboy is not there now. So just you have to practice Mumbai High. And the other one is Jharia. Jharia, you can see here children, in between these two small rivers. Okay, Damodar, if you remember, you had marked earlier. So in between these two rivers, exactly in between that, right, in the center of it, you can easily take a point, and this is actually Jharia, known for its coal reserve, right? And just below this, straight below this, and if you take the other line from the tip of this river, right, from this side where it intersects, that is exactly the Singhbhum, okay, iron ore reserve. So these are the three mineral deposits, or the places which are known for the mineral reserves you have to practice in your map work. Okay, then besides this, one more important thing is left in this to be discussed, that is actually the different winds, right, the direction of different winds. And especially regarding that, we are having in our syllabus the monsoons. Okay, southwest monsoon, both the parts of southwest monsoon, you can say the Arabian Sea branch, right, you can see here Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon, and the other one is the Bay of Bengal branch of southwest monsoon. Besides this, northeast monsoon or the winter monsoons and retreating monsoon, all these are there in the syllabus this time. But if you have noticed, one wind is not there this time, that is actually the western disturbances which are shown from this side. Okay, so western disturbances are not there this time in your syllabus, just you have to practice the southwest monsoons and northeast monsoons along with retreating. Okay, now first of all, southwest monsoons. When we say southwest, means what direction? South is this way, right, and west is this side. So when we say southwest, means this quadrature is coming under the southwest. Okay, so whenever the winds blow from this direction, that will be called as southwest, right? This you should remember always. The winds are known by the direction from where they come. Okay, so these winds are coming from southwest direction, so these are called by that name, southwest monsoons, right? Now because of the tip of Indian peninsula, this tip, okay, the landmass, you will find the two, actually the southwest monsoon gets bifurcated into two parts. Okay, it gets divided into two parts, and one branch of it goes from the Arabian Sea, and the other branch of it moves from the other side, that is Bay of Bengal branch. Okay, so from Arabian Sea, when it reaches India, this is actually called Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon. You can see here, this has to be shown with the help of these arrows. In this manner you have to mark. Okay, the other branch which is coming from the Bay of Bengal side, it is again, it has to be shown like this only in the form of these arrows, and in bracket you should mention Bay of Bengal branch of southwest monsoon, right? So this is number 2. Number 3 is the retreating monsoon. The same southwest monsoons, when they start retreating back, or the reversal of these monsoons, right, when they start receding, this is actually seen during the months of, yes, during the months of September and October especially, right? last September, right? Last week of September, October basically, and a part of November. That is the period when you will experience the retreating monsoons in India. So this retreating monsoons are actually returning back in this manner, right? So again, by this arrow, you can see very clearly the retreating monsoons have been shown, right? Pointing towards this, right? Again, similar direction you will find in the case of northeast monsoons also. But you should be very careful. Retreating and northeast are not the same, right? Retreating monsoons are the, you can say, receding back of the southwest monsoon in October, November basically, right? But when we say northeast monsoons are also called as the winter monsoons. What is the reason? Because northeast monsoons come from the land towards the sea and they blow during the winter season. Okay, so these are the northeast monsoons, and that's why, because they come from the land area, so they are totally dry and little bit of moisture they get from the Bay of Bengal and they cause rainfall over the Tamil Nadu coast, or you can say Coromandel coast, right? So these are all the things which you have to discuss, you have to mark in this map. Now the next map which we need to discuss here is actually regarding the soils, right? Major soil types of India. Now one more thing, children. One soil which was there a part of our actually the syllabus earlier, laterite soil. Now this time it has been taken out again in the reduced syllabus. Now laterite soil you don't have to mark in the map work, in map work only, but in the chapter, right, in the chapter of the soils you have to study all that. But in the map work, just the three type of soils you need to study. Number one is alluvial soil, the number two is black soil, and number three is the red soil. Okay, now let's start with it. Number one, alluvial soil. Okay, what areas are covered by alluvial soil? You can see here the entire northern plains, right? Got it? The entire northern plains of India, this is covering the alluvial soil region. This is number one. Number two is again in the northeast, if it comes by chance to mark the alluvial soil region in the northeast. You just have to be very carefully mark very close to the Brahmaputra river. On both the sides of Brahmaputra river, Brahmaputra valley is actually having all the alluvial deposition, right, in the northeast. Clear? So this is one area, an important area for that. Then as we move down along the, you can see here the delta region of Ganga Brahmaputra, the deposition is there, alluvium you can find. And again moving down towards the south along the eastern coast, the entire eastern coastal plains are there, right? All these are the alluvial deposition. Now besides this, in the western side you will find in this region, right, in Gujarat, you will find this along the coast, just a narrow part of it is having the alluvial deposition, right? That's all. In this map you have to study the alluvial soil in all these regions. But now come to another thing. Alluvial soil, it may come in the exam to mark the inland alluvial soil, okay, or the coastal alluvial soil or the deltaic alluvial soil, the three types of alluvium which you have studied. Okay, now what about inland alluvium soil? Inland alluvium is that which is actually deposited totally by the rivers. You can see the entire northern plains of India, it has got the inland alluvium. Okay, it is not on the coast. Got it? This is one area, and in the northeast along the Brahmaputra region, Brahmaputra river. Okay, so these two are the inland alluvium region. Then after this, if it comes by chance to mark the deltaic alluvial soil, right, and any one region of the deltaic alluvium, so you have to just check the deltas which are there in India. Okay, so in the eastern coastal plains, right, on the eastern side of the peninsular India. You will start from the extreme north, that is in West Bengal, the delta which is formed by the Ganga and Brahmaputra, that is number one. Okay, Sundarban deltas, number one. Number two, you can see here Mahanadi is forming a delta. So that is again a deltaic alluvium, right? Again, one more region of deltaic alluvium is where you'll find the Godavari and Krishna rivers are actually forming their delta. Okay, and one more is there, that is Kaveri delta. So these are the deltaic alluvium. Okay, and besides this, if you see the third type, that is the coastal alluvium. Coastal alluvium you can see along the coastal plains, leaving just the deltaic region. Rest of the entire coastal plain is having the coastal alluvium. Okay, so this is about the alluvial soil. Now come to number two. Number two is black soil. Black soil again in this part, in the Gujarat region, this is a small part which is having the black soil. Again, besides this, a major part is covered in this area, in the peninsular region. The Deccan Trap, otherwise you can say the Deccan Trap region, which is totally made up of igneous rock. Okay, and as you all know, igneous rock only results into the formation of black soil. Okay, by weathering, when it disintegrates, that forms the black soil. So this is the same area of the Deccan Trap region, right? This is again a region of black soil. Now come to next, the third one, that is red soil. Now red soil is found in different parts, okay, in different areas you'll find in between the rivers, right? In the peninsular region, if you start, in between the river valleys, you'll find in the river basins, in between that, you'll find the red soil region is there. This is a red soil region, okay, again here, right? Because along the river, on both the sides, to some extent, the alluvial deposition is seen. But besides that, if you see, this is an area of red soil, because red soil is formed by old crystalline metamorphic rocks. Okay, so entire peninsular region is almost made up of that rock. Okay, except some region where you'll find the igneous rock is forming the Deccan Trap area. So maximum part wherever the crystalline metamorphic rocks can be seen, there naturally the resultant soil by that is red soil. Okay, by the disintegration of metamorphic rock, red soil is formed. So this entire area in patches, you can see the red soil is there. Now besides this, if it comes by chance like red soil, mark an area of red soil in the northeastern part, please check it. This is again an area which has got a actually the red soil within it. Okay, so this entire northeastern region is having the red soil, right? Except a few places where the summits of the hills and mountains, you'll find the laterite soil can be seen. Otherwise, it's totally red soil region, right? So all these are the soils, major soils, which you have to practice actually in the map work of India. Okay, now come to the next one. Next one is actually the important cities of India, right? Now in total 8 cities we have to practice, right? Out of these 8 cities, 4 are the main metropolitans, right? 4 metropolitans of India. Number 1 is Delhi, okay, the capital of India. Number 1. Number 2 is Mumbai, right? Number 3 is Chennai, and number 4 is Kolkata. So all these 4 metropolitans, along with that Allahabad, right? And then Hyderabad, Bangalore and Kochi. These are all the places we need to practice. Now let's start with it. First of all, New Delhi. New Delhi lies on the bank of Yamuna River. Okay. So you have to be very carefully. You should mark this point here, where a little curve is there in the Yamuna River, right? Or you can take a line from this side, okay, and straight away where it is intersecting this Yamuna River, on this side you need to mark this as New Delhi. Okay, so this is the first place which you need to mark. Number 2 is, suppose this side if you come, this is Kolkata, right? Kolkata, where to mark? You can see here in the map of India which you will be actually given, right? The outline map of India, you will find there is one small line which is shown here, okay, on the coast, right? And just above this small line, when you mark a point, just like the mark which you are having in I, okay, I alphabet, just like that, that is actually exactly the location of Kolkata. Clear? This is number 2. Number 3 is Chennai, right? Now come down to the eastern coast of India. When you see here, there's the outermost part, the outermost tip of this curve. This is actually Chennai. Okay, and when you draw a straight line from Chennai, right? When you draw a straight line over here, joining the tip of Tungabhadra, okay, suppose a line you have drawn. Now just a little bit below that, where you have to take, just if you take this curve of Kaveri river, you draw a straight line from here, right? If you draw a straight line from here, you'll find there is Bangalore, a little below this line which was being formed by Chennai and the tip of Tungabhadra, little bit below this. Okay, this is Bangalore. This is how you should mark the places or any other features on the map. With the help of some reference, if you get it, you will get the exact location of that. Okay, so this is Bangalore. Now, what about Mumbai? Mumbai on the western coast, you can see there's always shown a mark, a dark point is shown generally. That is actually Mumbai, right? This is Mumbai. Now, besides this, Hyderabad. Hyderabad actually on the eastern coast, if you, now it's not there in our syllabus, but this is a point where Vishakhapatnam is lying. Okay, this is a point. Now, if we draw a straight line from Vishakhapatnam, right, and you will get little bit above this, right? If you draw a line and little bit towards the right side, okay, towards the east when we move, that is exactly the Hyderabad. This is Hyderabad. Clear? And next, the last place which you need to mark is Kochi, right? Kochi is actually a place lying on the western coast in the southernmost part of India, and it is again how to get the exact point. You take one thing, right? You do one thing, like the uppermost, you can say the point which you are getting at the northernmost point of Sri Lanka. Okay, Jaffna Peninsula is there. So just from here, if you draw a straight line and towards the western coast, if you reach the intersection point, the point of intersection, that is actually the Kochi, right? Again, you have to mark all these ports which are lying on the coast. These places have to be marked on the land area. Please don't mark it over the sea side or the ocean side, otherwise it is going to be wrong then. Okay, clear? So these are all the places, and along with this, where the Ganga and Yamuna rivers are meeting, that is again one point, one place which you need to practice in this, and that is Allahabad. Now Allahabad or Prayagraj, by any name it may be given, you should mark this point. Okay, now here children, many of you do this mistake. Instead of this, you mark here, right? This is not the point. The first point where the two rivers are meeting, the first point which you get, not the second one, first one. This is actually Allahabad. Okay, the meeting point of the two rivers, Ganga and Yamuna. Clear? So New Delhi we have practiced, Allahabad, then Kolkata, then Mumbai and Hyderabad, then Chennai, Bengaluru and Kochi. All these 8 cities we have done now. Okay, so all these 8 cities we have discussed in this map, right? Now I hope with the help of these maps you are able to practice well for the exams, right, and prepare your best Okay, the way how to practice the map work is just try to remember the points with in reference to some other things. Okay, like as I said just now, how to locate Kolkata. It's just above this small line that is a dot just above that, right? Where to mark Allahabad, the meeting point of the two rivers. Okay, where to mark Kochi? The Jaffna Peninsula is there in Sri Lanka. The tip of it, if you start one line, right? If you draw a line joining from this point towards the western coast, you will get Kochi. So in this way, children, when you refer the features in with the help of some certain points, you will be finding it easy. Okay, and naturally in geography, map work is something where you need to practice more and more. Okay, and I'm sure with the help of these maps which I have shown you in this video and the earlier one, you are going to practice well and you are going to get full marks in the board exams, right? So see you soon in the next video, and till then, bye.